Hi everyone, hope all are doing great. Today I'm going to create a Docker image and push that image to Docker Hub, and the process will something like using GitHub Actions. So developer will push their code from their local system to GitHub repo, and by using GitHub Action, Docker image will build, and that image will also push to the Docker Hub. So this is the flow you can see. So basically developer push the code and then build, using GitHub action, build that Docker image, and that image will push to the Docker Hub. So let's start the process. So first of all that we have to go to the GitHub. So I just go into the my GitHub repo, and I can see the empty repository. So I'll use this repo for doing this and complete the process. So this is something like the Nginx server. So I'm going to create an Nginx image, and that image will use and show you that how we can push to the Docker Hub and also use that for our usage purpose. So for that, I'm not for that. Basically, I just have to create a file, so Docker file. So before that, what I have to do, I have to add a runner and perform that Docker action. So for that I have to go to the settings and the action and runner. So here I'll use basically a third-party runner. So that runner I'll use that AWS EC2, and let's get added that runner. So I just have to go to the new self-hosted runner, and here you can click on that Linux. So we have to complete the process, but before that we have to launch a EC2 instance. So then just launch, go to that your AWS console EC2 section, and then you have to launch a new instance. So I just create the launch. I'll have to create that instance. So let's tag this something like GitHub runner, and then Ubuntu, and I have a key. So I'm going to use like key this one, and then rest of the things I'm not changing anything. I have policy as well, so I'm just going to launch this instance. So you can create your own policies and also your keys. Then you just have to go to the instances and wait for some time to run your instance. So I have to copy this key and go to your CLI. So page key and Ubuntu, connect your instance. Yes, and then to then get update the instance. So let's complete the process. Once done, we just have to perform all these actions. It's done. So now go to the Ubuntu again. First thing we have to create a folder. That's done. Then we have to complete the download process. So it's downloading, it's downloaded. Now we have to set the variable, and then we have to extract the installer. Okay. Now we have to just create that one, configure that one. So configure, here it will ask for, yes, it will ask for the group name. So by default it's default, and then the runner name is like this self runner. Also can provide the same label, something like self runner. The directory I'm confused, the same folder name, something like self runner, you can use your own, and then just have to run the runner. You can see that runner is running, so just have to refresh it. You can see that one runner is actually running. So now what I have to do, I have to go to my code section, create a new file. So here I create a new file, that is Docker file, right? Docker file, and here I have to provide that all the details that I will basically create. So the image name, so basically the image name is like from which image. So this is something like I'm going to use Nginx latest Nginx. Then we'll have to just copy the content. So I'll post all of my content to the HTML folder and paste it to the user, then share in the links and then HTML directory, the email directory, and then we'll also have to expose our port. So as we know, like it's actually run to the expose 880 port, right? So just have to save it. Now I have to create a folder that is basically HTML, right? So HTML, and then I can create some files over there. So it's a very simple index file I'll create, nothing else. So index.html. Yeah, I can provide that HTML tag, then tag, and inside tag I can not add anything, and then body tag. That body I simply can add one h1 tag that hello this one from Nginx and GitHub Action. That's it for now. Later we'll change the content and see that image is actually working or not. Okay, so for now what I will have to do, I have to go to that action section, and we'll have to create on this Docker image one. Configure Docker file. So here you can see that Docker. So Docker is basically CI. Docker image CI, then push it to the main branch because I'm using main branch for the time being. So main branch. Then we have to follow a few steps. So the step we basically have to follow, that is quite simple. So just have to provide the name of the stage, right? So name is like I can say like field Docker image. So for the time being, what I'm going to create, field the Docker image, and then what it will run. It will run basically that Docker, right? Run, then definitely in detach mode, and then basically I'll have to create the image first, not the run, right? So build, so basically Docker build, Docker build, and then have to provide the tag name, and the tag name is something like our uh, username of Docker Hub and the image name, right? So for that basically what I'll have to do, we'll have to go to our Docker Hub, and the Docker Hub we'll have to need some password token, and I mean we'll have to log in there, right, before we push image to the Docker Hub from GitHub Action, right? So for that what we'll have to do, we'll just have to, and here I can create a new one. So basically I create that GitHub Action demo, and expired I can say like custom is, let's ignore for now 30 days, and that read write generate. So this is the key that I'll use. Now, before I create that GitHub action file, I'll have to set up my secrets. So just ignore this one and go to that secrets, that action, and here I click on the new repository secret, and here I have to add that Docker user first. So Docker username. So username is something like then the one will have to provide that the password, right? So Docker, what we can say, and password is like here, and then you have to go to that action again. In action, you can create the Docker image. So click here, whatever we left. So first of all, that what we'll have to do, we'll have to log in first, right? Second, first we'll have to log in. What we can do basically, log in to Docker Hub, right? Docker Hub. So name is something like say login Docker Hub, and then run. Like user is like Docker login and we perform, and then to with details we'll have to log in. Username is something like our variable that we have set up, something like in this bracket. Then secrets, right? Get dot first name and copy the name, paste it, and password is like that. Right. First one is like that. This one, and then what I'll have to do is like field image, field or image, field docker image, run it like docker build tag, right? So docker build is something like that. Oh, so docker build is something like that. Tag the name of that particular field. So why we actually have to build, and then docker username, then slash, or I can say like ng demo. The version is something like latest or 01 from the Docker file. So let's check it first, it's working or not. Right. So commit this one, and you can see that it's something like not. There you can see an error. So user is not like that. So again we have to go to that action, and then we have our Docker file. remove. Sorry. Next start working. So there are some spelling mistakes. You can see that starting the job, and you can see the job about to running page, login, the image login actually success in local field, building the image, complete the process as well. So you can see this is working as expected. So now we have to push the image to our Docker Hub. So let's go there, simply go down here. So now what we'll have to do, name is like push image to the hub. So name is like push image to Docker hub, and run is like Docker push, right? So basically we'll have to push the image, the Docker push. Okay, so Docker push, and that the name that we will use. So for the time being, what we'll do, image2. So let's just repeat action, running, build. See, it's just building the steps. See, also if I go to my runner, you can see that job is running. Right. So here you can see an error. There are some token mismatch error. So edit it. So this is basically private repo. Just I have updated it, and now let's just get started again. Try once again. Docker image. Really run the job. Image is pushed successfully. Now go to my GitHub, refresh it, and can see the Docker image demo image, right? That we have provided the name. Image demo image. I can see mix demo, right? Image name image demo image. So 02 version. 02 version, right? Right. So we can see that the image demo image 02 version created. Now what I'll go to do, just have to create a Docker run this image on my local system. So docker run catch mode, name is something like demo 1, and then the image name is like this one. So our case tag is 02, right? And the port, we have to provide the port. So port is 80, or we can say 9070, right? 80, right? Let's see how this performs. This image is not available locally. It's taken from the Docker Hub. Image already have created. So just hit it to localhost colon 90. Yes, you can see that image is working as expected, right? So this is basically a default Nginx content. So we have to check again that what exactly happened here, because we also have created an image. We'll have to push that text, and we'll have to push that index file there, right? So there are some spelling mistakes. That is the reason it's not showing here. So ng, right? This is the spelling. So user share nginx and HTML. It. So it will again create the image, update it. So update the image already, right? See, so let me do one thing, just update the code one. In this version name is 3. So here, building the image. Push, can see 03. Now what I'll have to do, exit from Docker Docker rm. Let me get another one, the latest image created. So let's see now. Now it's what, right? So it's basically working what exactly we need. So the requirement is so what we exactly did here, we basically push our code to the Docker Hub, and then we basically pushed our code to the GitHub repo, and using GitHub action, that code actually compile and then build a Docker image, and that image we basically push to the Docker Hub, and using that Docker Hub image we are running it from our local system, that is basically Nginx system, right? So if we again do the same thing, so what we exactly have to do, so we just have to push our code, change the version, and then it will push to the push from local. I mean, it will push from GitHub action or GitHub repo using GitHub action to Docker Hub, and then we can use that image wherever we need. So this is something we have for now. So if you have any queries, you can inform us. I mean, inform me, and I definitely can try my best to learn more in detail. Hopefully, this will help you a lot. Please do inform me if you have anything. Thank you.